It is the second-year anniversary of the Russia-Ukraine war today, and clearly Moscow appears to be in a far better position than Kiev, especially after registering some important gains in places such as Avdiivka and also in southern Ukraine. To pledge solidarity with the war-torn nation, Western leaders made a beeline to Ukraine today. The Prime Ministers of Canada, Italy and Belgium, along with the European Commission's President Ursula von der Leyen, boarded an overnight train from neighbouring Poland to visit Ukraine. The visit has come at a time when the country is suffering from Russia's contentious fresh assault amidst ammunition crunch for Ukraine. The European Commission's President Ursula von der Leyen has said that she is in the country to celebrate the extraordinary resistance of the Ukrainian people. The leaders visited Hostomel Airport, a site of ferocious battle at the beginning of the war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has vowed for victory and fair peace during the ceremony.
The word Ukraine will always go with the word independent. We are fighting for it for already 730 days of our lives, and we will win on the best day of our life. I thank all of you fighters. I thank our people.
Meanwhile, fighting continues unabated on the ground. Ukraine claimed shooting down a 50 Russian spy plane over the Sea of Azov. Ukrainian drones hit a major Russian steel factory overnight, causing a huge fire at the site. The plant, located in the city of Lipetsk, produces nearly about 18% of Russia's steel output. No casualties were reported in the attack, and Russia has claimed downing drones over Lipetsk, Kursk and also the Tula regions. Russian drones have hit the Black Sea port of Odessa, Dnipro in the southeast and Donetsk on Friday night. In total, about 6 people have been killed and 12 others injured across Ukraine in the last 24 hours. Schools, multi-storied buildings and houses have all suffered damage. The Kiev says that it has downed 23 of the 31 Russian drones over the 5 regions. Now, despite repeated pleas by the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, aid from Western nations has been slowing down. There's been no progress on aid worth $62 billion that was promised by the US President Joe Biden. 2 years of war has changed the life for many on the ground.
I don't have words to describe that. It ruined a lot of lives. It took a lot of lives. But for me, it's just a constant danger of being killed by Russian missiles, or I don't know, a fear of being occupied by those just animals.
The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres earlier remarked that Ukraine war remains an open wound at the heart of Europe. And I earlier spoke with the Director of Eurasia Democracy Initiative, Mr. Peter Zalmeyev, who joined me live from Kiev. Listening to what he had to say.
Indeed, this aid has been halting. The deliveries of these aid has been halting. And in fact, Ukraine's largely failed counteroffensive is actually a result of the Western indecision regarding the the tempo, the speed at which the weapons were delivered, and also its quality and its quantity. The fact remains that Western leaders are still afraid of some sort of escalation of the war that is happening in Ukraine. I mean, it's hard for me to imagine, short of a nuclear war, what that escalation would mean. Russia has indeed thrown everything it has into this war effort. It has ratcheted up tremendously its production of weaponry. It's entered into alliances with Iran and North Korea, whilst Europe is only now waking up to the very real possibility of, if Putin wins in Ukraine, of a continued aggression elsewhere, the war spilling over into countries, into NATO countries. That would include the Baltic states and even Poland. And also you have to consider, the very turbulent politics in Congress and the possibility of Donald Trump winning a second term. And you've heard his hints that he might consider taking a U.S. out of NATO.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.